Matilda?
The play?
The character Matilda replied to one of my tweets.
Oh,
I am become bully, destroyer of nerds.
What is good?
Why would you block her?
Who?
I was making it look like you blocked.
I did block that person.
Patrick's
I will
block
block
list
fucking
must be
anybody.
so long.
And it's always like, I think about it for a second, it's like, would this really affect them? And then they probably will, because they'll see like, oh my god, Patrick blocked me.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
That's why I just mute people. They don't know that you blocked them.
That's not enough.
That's
I don't
fair.
want to see their tweets.
So you're like,
I want to see their stupid
you don't
little
see them.
stupid
You don't
little
see
You
them.
don't see the tweets or the replies. It's like blocking, except
Yeah.
they can still see your content.
It's a half
Yeah.
measure. I don't deal in it.
If I'm gonna cut someone off, I'm gonna cut
I'm the
them off all the
Punisher
way.
of the blocking world. Dude, people are mad. Eminem is mad that the Punisher got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was pretty
surprisingly.
cool.
Yeah, I
That
didn't
was
know.
like the first time it felt like he was the one tweeting and not his like Twitter handler. He was like,
Well, I mean, I'm sure the Twitter handler tweeted it. He just dictated it.
No, I'm sure he like punched his like
No.
social media person in the face, like, give me the damn phone.
There's something I want to show you. Did you see the video I sent of Crocodile Hunter tackling the
the
Kentucky
fucking-
Gators?
I didn't watch it. I was driving
This
here.
is it. Look at it. It's a beauty.
He just wrestles.
I've got him.
Just wrestles some fucking dude in the
And then
costume.
it cuts to them fighting, and the turtle, the gator, like flipped him over and it has him pinned. And I was like, that's a really strong mascot.
Patrick, did you flip your whole setup? I'm like looking at.
He did.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
did.
It looks
Every
nicer
time I
now.
come in, it does look nicer. This is the best your room.
See,
has
the
been
reason
in a
I had
while.
it facing the door was so I didn't have to turn around every 4 seconds when 700 people need something from me.
Yeah, it's also people can see exactly what you're doing as soon as they walk in, like on everything, on all your devices.
At this point,
Yeah.
my parents have seen so much.
But now, like, isn't that an issue now? Because the door's behind you.
Yeah, it is.
Are you eating cup noodles?
It looks
Leave me alone.
good.
They're pretty. They're good. I don't blame you. It's fine. Do we want to retouch on?
No, no more touching.
anytime anything like that could be gleaned as like inappropriate or funny hangs in the air for more than a second, I'm waiting for something from either of you motherfuckers.
Just gotta grab it before it
Like a
falls
hawk.
to the ground.
Like an inappropriate hawk.
You remember when we talked about the guy who robbed a bank, and then I think you said, "Don't rob a bank."
Bro, yeah.
Don't rob a bank.
You
You're
do it.
stupid.
How you gonna rob a bank with a gun and complain when you die?
You're not.
Do you think he was surprised?
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, there's
he
a
was
gun."
so surprised. I don't know if I mentioned.
You're
it.
insane.
He did a combat roll towards
so
the door.
stupid. He looks so
It
dumb.
looked ridiculous.
He literally it's like he got done playing Call of Duty and then went to rob a bank.
Right, I know, yeah. He was like,
Or like
I know
Titanfall.
everything I need to know.
He was playing
All right,
Apex.
I'm ready.
God.
I'm surprised no one was on the side of the robber. We didn't get any angry comments saying like, "Whoa!"
I mean,
I'm sure
he
somebody
had a
was.
gun. That's the thing. If you come in with a knife and trying to rob a place, and then a cop like shoots you 8 times,
Do you think
that's
there's
a little overkill?
There's like a rule of thumb for like security guards. It's like you use whatever weapon they're using. You can't like step above them. So if he takes out a knife, can you take out a machete and just finish him off?
Did you see the video of the cop who these 2 teens aim a BB gun at him?
What a fucking
Like
idiot!
idiots.
Oh no.
And like the moment they aim, it was on r/instant regret. The moment they aim it at him, he draws his gun and they like drop it and like
You
they don't know
where
how
was
close to
idiots.
death. I don't know.
That cop, if it looks exactly like a gun, that cop had
looks
every
ex-
right to
dude,
just
yeah.
fucking
Exactly.
kill
No,
him.
that was part of the segment. They showed his gun next to the BB gun, and they looked identical.
That's
dude.
so stupid.
You fucking moron.
What an idiot!
Yeah.
How old were these kids?
I'm not sure, and I don't know what they were doing. Like they like walked up to the car, and I don't know if they thought it was like a joke or something, or like,
Yeah.
or maybe it was an unmarked.
That's
cop
like
car or
jumping
something.
into a zoo enclosure with a bear. Like,
and then the dad shows up. And he smacks him. They have it on the news.
Good.
The dad's like, what the f are you doing? Like,
Dude, if the cop doesn't kill my kid, I'm gonna be the one to kill my
Right,
kid
yeah.
after he
with
does that
every like
shit.
everything that like cops have no like added reason to need to kill
Right,
you,
yeah.
and you just point a gun.
yeah.
They're so stupid.
It could have easily. They were two black kids, two black teens,
and
it could have been. I know. I'm just saying it could have easily become another, another tragedy.
Exactly. I mean, I guess
avoidable.
it's like horrible to think about, but like you should take that into account.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if because the BB gun didn't have an orange tip, right? It looked like a real gun.
It looked like a real gun, but the moment the cop drew his gun, they instantly were like.
Yeah, I recommend
piss their pants.
Yeah,
not taking one of those and pointing it at a cop.
Yeah,
Dude, every time I see that, he's got like the model gun in his room. Or BB gun or
last
whatever.
episode he pulled the fucking thing out from behind you, and I was like,
Alex,
that looks like a real ass gun.
Touch it? Alex, what does this remind you of?
Oh, that one doesn't have an orange tip.
Black Ops.
That's like a real ass gun.
I know.
This is also.
It's the it reminds me of the starting gun with in zombies.
That's
the
M1911. Yeah, it's classic. Isn't that weird pellet gun Patrick that like shoots like heavy pellets that actually like?
No, that's the revolver.
No, that's the fuck that one.
Yeah, fuck that one is the right. It went again. I think I've told this story.
It actually like pierced your fucking.
It
hand.
went through my denim jacket.
Oh, I thought you were talking about when your friend shot
No.
himself.
That guy's a fucking idiot. I don't talk to him anymore. It went through my denim jacket, which is his old thick one, and my steel-toed boots, my Timberlands. Just went through the whole thing and then ran into the wall. It was just like, it's like those like bullets from Who Framed Roger Rabbit that are like chasing after the people. It's just fucking nuts.
Yeah,
that should be illegal to have that.
Yeah, we have a rifle that's like it's an airsoft or like a BB gun. It shoots the same like things that you showed me, but it's like you load one in and then you pump the I don't know, you like pump it to give it pressure or something like that. The more you pump, the harder it shoots.
So it's literally up to you to how much power.
Yeah,
that's so fucked. Yeah. Also, the BBs themselves are like this little like I don't know what the word, but like a hollow point like stopping power. It's just like this big ass piece of metal.
Like it doesn't look like a ball. It looks like.
It looks like a hexag.
What he said.
What does the M1911 shoot? It's like
little plastic BBs.
Little plastic BBs. Okay.
Little tiny little spheres.
I was neighbors with a kid who was super into guns and stuff, but obviously because he was a child, instead of getting real guns, his parents just bought him like a fuck ton of like BB guns and airsoft guns and stuff. Some of them looked like toys. They were like translucent plastic and like had orange tips, so they weren't scary. But then he had like other ones that looked like real ass guns, felt like heavy enough, metallic enough, and like some of them were fully automatic as well.
Why do you need that? What are you doing with your time?
Well,
I mean,
why do
the
I need the stuff that I have?
But like,
my cousin, like a couple years older than me, back when I used to hang out with him at his house, he had a bunch of airsoft guns, and like he would make helmets. It was actually kind of cool out of cardboard, and he would use like
I did that too.
Like plastic for like a visor so you could see through it, and then we'd like wear helmets and like thick jackets, and then we'd go out in his backyard and like shoot each other.
I put on when I was younger, I used to make cardboard guns, and exactly like that, I made I took my bicycle helmet and then just molded around my head what the sizes would need to be for little panels of cardboard, and then I took like, I don't know, it was like some packaging for like a ruler, and it was just clear plastic, and it made a visor, and then I went outside on my Razor scooter, and then immediately fell over and cut a hole open my kney. Because I couldn't fucking see anything. It was immediately fogged up, and then I couldn't see anything, and I hit a rock and I fell over. I look like such a fucking idiot.
Man down. Someone sniped your wheel out.
This is literally it. It's like you ever see like a wound on like people fucking dying, or what's like watch people die, where like it's white, like bone white.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
It looked like that, like a chunk. Ugh. So gross.
That's gross as fuck. I hate that shit. Have you guys ever been like paintballing or anything? That's like
fuck that. It's stupid.
Really? Why is it stupid? Why is that stupid? And BBs aren't stupid.
Like, I mean, no, I don't have any intention of shooting people with these. Like, it's just you're asking for welts that are like permanent.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm subbed to a YouTuber that makes videos of like airsoft. Like, I don't even know how to. Like, he goes to places. It's like a whole course.
Yeah.
Everyone brings their own guns, and if you get shot, you have to like raise your hands above your head and then walk off the course.
Raise your hand and wait for the teacher to call on you.
Nope.
Raise your hand, and then there's a person with a real bolt-action rifle on the stage.
that just takes you down.
Yeah. Yep.
I deserve this. Right. I did this to myself.
God.
Speaking of deserve this, something I mentioned in a video on Instagram recently. I'm not sure I brought this up. The dogs who do the picking out which hand has the treats.
Oh,
I've seen those before, yeah.
Yeah,
and then they pick the wrong one, and then they reveal the other hand, and it's all sad.
A dog will be sitting in front of a person holding their hands closed, and they're supposed to pick one hand to get whatever prize or whatever, usually treats. And it's always the same thing of like the dog pats the paw on one of the hands, and then the person opens the hand, and it's a single treat, and the dog's happy, and it eats the treat. And then the person slowly opens the other hand, and there's like 1,000 treats. And the dog just sits there. It's just like, you know what?
It like usually
I haven't earned this.
Right,
it's
just
like
zooms in on their face.
Exactly. They look so well behaved. I mean, sad, obviously, because it felt stupid. But like, what? How do you train dogs to be like that? Like conscious of gambling. It was so confusing to me. I've never met a single dog in the history of time that would not immediately bite off one of the person's fingers trying to go for the treats. Like,
dude, that dog is more well behaved and well trained to resist gambling than the one dude who spent $500 on Apex Legends loot boxes.
Oh my god!
Because he wanted the Wraith like heirloom skin or whatever. So what a fucking moron! Like everyone in the comments was just like dunking on him, being like, "No, you're just a gigantic asshole, dude! like idiot!"
Can't you? I haven't looked into it, but isn't there like in-game currency that you can buy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the point. You buy the currency and then you get the boxes with the in-game currency.
Oh, because you can only use crafting materials to.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where it's like, you know how you used to have to buy Microsoft points.
Oh my god!
And it made no
pain
sense.
in the fucking ass.
Yeah, like 800 Microsoft points was the equivalent of $10. Did not make any sense whatsoever. But yeah, that's basically how it is in Apex. You buy however many points, and then you fucking unlock the box.
Yeah, that was what bothered me so much about the points was like it would like already started out in a sort of weird like yen inflated currency. It's just like 800,000 of these equivalent to $20.
Yeah,
it's like why not bring it down so I don't know.
It's so stupid. Well, the reason they do that is because they want you to buy more than you need. So, for example, they only used to sell Microsoft points in like cards of like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. like intervals. But because like it's 800 per $10, you'll end up with like a little bit more that you don't need.
Because the games are always like $59.99, and
exactly.
then there's no button to buy $59.99 worth of that, so you immediately end up with like 600 more than you needed. Yep. It's just like I feel so played.
Exactly.
We started talking about this because of Apex Legends. It's totally different in Apex Legends because you don't just buy the points and then spend them on whatever you want. You buy the points and then spend them on a loot box that has a 1% chance of giving you what you want.
Which is gambling.
Which is gambling, and it sucks, and I hate that system. I like that there's also the crafting points, which you can get.
You earn them,
You earn them.
I think for victories you should get some like...
You should get a loot box.
A roll or like crafting materials, but they're never going to do that, so...
You should get... It's exactly how I felt about Overwatch. When I first started playing, you get a loot box every time you level up. And the lower levels you fly through. Yeah. Right? So you're like, wow, you earn loot boxes super fast in this game. In like a week or two, it's going to take like 20 games to earn a single loot box.
And it's like you are conscious of that. Like I remember how good it was, and I can do that again if I just buy my loot boxes from now on, but it's like fucked up. Why would you do that to kids?
Yeah. That's the conversation we had when we first started playing Apex, like, oh, you're getting these like pretty quickly, but it slowed down considerably, obviously, as like I've leveled up. But the one thing Overwatch does at least is that it gives you a loot box every time like you win a game, or no, every time you win 3 games or something. So many loot boxes. 3 games, yeah. Every 3 games you win in like arcade mode, it'll give you a loot
you have
box.
To win once.
But that's
in
weekly.
3 different game modes. Yeah, I know. That's the
3 different. And then it maxes out at 3.
Yeah.
Or something.
You get 3. So basically, you guaranteed if you do these certain things, you get 3 a week. Or something
but
like that.
Then you're not playing like, oh man, I have to play this game mode that I don't particularly enjoy to get this loot crate.
Like,
when it could be fun. Like I don't get how it's so hard to make things rewarding and fun and profitable for the publisher and developer.
I can't imagine going back and playing Overwatch now. It's just like so completely far left of center for me. It's like I cannot. Like even think about re-downloading the game just to see what it's like now. Like I'm not interested at all.
That would normally not be too weird, but it's Overwatch. I felt like for the longest time, Overwatch was the game that you could put down for months, and then just
And then
be like,
get back
I want to
to
play it again, and then you start playing it nonstop for like a week, and then you put it down again.
But I haven't had any, like, it's been like a year or something.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
uninstalled it.
I have no
I never
desire.
uninstall games. Like, I have my primary hard drive is a terabyte, and then I have my external hard drive, which is 500 gigabytes. So if there's a game on my main hard drive I don't play very often, I move it to the external. If that gets full, then I start deleting from the external. So, like, rarely do I delete games. Like, I don't need space like that, but I deleted Overwatch because I never...
Yeah,
ever
I did that all
deleted
the
it.
time, though.
I deleted Overwatch 2. I also deleted Titanfall 2, and then I like just reinstalled it because I was thinking to myself, like, I want to play Apex, but not like all the time. Like, I want something a little more casual where I don't have to like spend like 20 to 30 minutes per match. And I was like, I wonder if there's a game like that. Oh, wait a minute. There is.
Yeah, and then I asked if you wanted to play it, and then I remembered that I had it uninstalled, and then I got off.
Yeah, and then you're like, fuck.
That's something Kevin does all the time. It's like a joke. It's like, hey, Kevin, you want to play this game? I know we haven't played it in 3 days, so hopefully you haven't uninstalled it.
That's like the one thing
Did you
about
guys-
digital games that bugs me is that you have to like always be thinking ahead of like, all right, what like 5 games that I can fit on my hard drive do I want to
physical
have like
games
on
are the same,
rotation?
yeah.
Yeah, like physical games, like
You have to download the physical game.
yeah, you have to like install them anyway, so like it doesn't matter. It's so fucking annoying.
Did you?
Sorry, I remember getting into an argument back when the Xbox One first came out, and like, you know, discs were still the main way of buying games, and I was like instantly on the digital games thing, and my friend was like, oh, but then you have to install it and like wait for it and everything, and I was like, you have to install the discs too.
Yeah.
And like we got into an argument because he didn't believe that that's how it worked.
What the fuck? That
Like,
sounds
it
like
was
something
right
I
when
would
it,
do.
Like right when it dropped, because I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, because on the 360, you could install games if you wanted, like the disc.
Yeah.
You could install it, and then you would only really need the disc to boot up.
But isn't there like
Yeah.
a whole like trove of people now who are upset because their non-physical games or something like that are no longer available to get because Xbox is like removing them or something like that. So people were like,
Some games have disappeared. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Deadpool, the Deadpool game that came out like a few years ago that wasn't very good. There was
Oh,
some
yeah,
weird
with
licensing
Nolan
issue.
North.
Yeah, and they took it off the store and like you can't like download it anymore. So if you bought that game, like you're screwed.
that game is the epitome of like Borderlands humor.
Yeah, exactly. It was not good.
Who made that game?
It was Activision. And I don't know the
bad.
studio, but
Which
Activision's like the
studio?
publisher.
Activision bad, EA bad.
What's the
Exactly. It's just literally called Deadpool. It came out like a few years ago. I don't remember. There's a bunch of other
remember-
games like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. You can't buy that anymore. The like little 2D side scroller that they made to go along with the movie. It was a great game, but you can't download it anymore because there's some music licensing issue, and they're like, "Well, guess it'll just stop existing." So you're shit out of luck.
You remember that there was recently the guy you were talking about, the one kid who did like $200 in Apex or something.
Yeah.
There was the guy recently, like the last player on Fallout 76, who had like like 600 hours in the game, and he had like apparently the servers like detected that he had more ammo than someone who could like legally get it. Like he modded it or something. Like there was
Yeah.
a cheating program that detected him as cheating, so it kicked him out of the game.
Oh man, that was
That was so
hilarious.
fucking
It was,
funny.
He had too much ammo.
Yeah.
That was how it
And
that was the
everybody-
thing that set off the
Everybody
system.
was like, the one guy who's still playing Fallout 76, your biggest fan, and you let him leave.
Yeah.
The weird
They
thing.
reset it.
The weird thing
I'm
about
sure they fixed it. Yeah. I'm sure.
Fallout 76 is that there's actually a reason for like them having a cap on like how much ammo and like items you can carry, because their servers literally cannot handle like 20 people carrying around too many items, or else the
I don't
whole
get
game
that.
will like explode. Yeah.
Who is it's
One
Bethesda,
of many
right?
problems.
Yeah, Bethesda.
They usually
But-
do good work.
So it's not a problem. Like, I mean, for Destiny, I have like 1 billion of everything, and there's never been a problem with that. But
Yeah.
for them, it's like you have too much ammo; it's gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
You know.
Their servers
That's
are like the way the game is set up. Cannot
just so
handle
old.
too many people holding too many things at once.
It looks like so bad, that game. Everything about it is just like gross. Like
It
they
looks
tried
hideous.
so hard.
Yeah. One, it looks like ugly.
Because if you told me,
Yeah.
5 years ago, if you said, they're making a multiplayer Fallout game, I would go, wow, the only way you could really improve Fallout is by giving it co-op, being able to play with your friends. That sounds incredible.
It's not a bad idea on paper at all. They just fumbled it in every conceivable way and then threw it in a blender, and that blender fell off the cliff and landed in a dumpster fire.
And then shrunk all the way down to the Mariana Trench. But like, there's a new game coming out, like Outer Worlds or something like that.
Yeah, by Obsidian. Looks so
the people
good.
who made Fallout New Vegas. I think I'm not sure if it's called Outer Worlds.
It is. Yep, that's what it's called.
Hooray! But apparently, it's like more like Fallout New Vegas in that it's people talking to each other and like a dialogue mechanics and like characters that actually are interesting and cool, and like decisions make like a impact on the world. It's like a return to those games.
Exactly.
So
that's the kind of shit I really like. One thing I did not like about Fallout 4 is how they dumbed down at least the conversation system, where you basically just press one of 4 buttons and you don't really have as much control over what you say. And I was not a
it's
fan
like
of that.
No, yes with a happy face, no with a smiley face. It's like,
And then you say like, you pick like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell this person to fuck off, and then you're like, hey, could you go away? I'm kind of upset right now. It's like, that's not like my intention. That was not my intention at all.
That's a big thing I hate in games where you can choose your dialogue, is where like obviously they can't have your whole script, in the little box for you to choose from.
In Fallout New Vegas, they did. In Fallout 3, they did that.
Oh well, then you're limiting the script. But the point is, I hate when like if the thing says something like, no thanks, and you press no thanks, he's like, no fucking way, you stupid idiot. Get out of my face. Yeah. And it's like, whoa, I didn't know he was going to say all that. The box just said no thanks.
There's this
also...
Wait, sorry. There's this one example in like Mass Effect 2, I think. Which Mass Effect 2 is an awesome game, but it's hilarious. Where this reporter like won't stop bothering you because like you're this like big intergalactic hero or whatever. And like...
Piper?
What? No, you're hero. Sorry.
Oh.
And... one of the options to like stop talking to them is just, I think it says something stupid like it just says like stop talking to this person, but it's like red, which means like it's like the evil option. So it's like, oh, you're gonna walk away like an asshole or something and just like totally blow this person off, but instead you fucking deck them in the face.
Whoa, okay. That gets the job done.
But that's like in Fallout 4, that shit was so fucking weak because the character's animated face like would shift from like from placid to angry. It was like this weird like all the muscles in their face would just clench up, and they'd be like, you son of a bitch. And then if you picked like a happier option, which is like, I guess you could still do that, it would just be like, so anyway, it's just like this like weird shift back and forth that you can totally fuck up like your investment in the character. It's amazing. I love that game so much.
I feel like the next Bethesda, whatever it's going to be, they're making a sci-fi game called Starfield, which, hopefully it's good, but it probably won't
Are they
be.
literally just going to follow what Obsidian does?
I don't know. Well, Obsidian's not making oh, yeah, I guess they are. No, well, Bethesda's space thing looks a little bit more like it's going to be a lot more sci-fi like stuff. It's going to be more like Cyberpunk, I would say, than The Outer Worlds. What are you looking at? I'm like
There's
looking
literally
at
only one image.
Yeah, I just Googled Starfield.
Starfield, yeah.
And
I'm
so
literally
it's just
looking
like nothing.
Yeah,
I'm looking at your laptop through the reflection off the back of your microphone.
Yeah.
Really helps.
Yeah. You want to talk about Anthem?
Jesus fucking Christ.
This is our weekly Anthem segment.
What happened
I thought
recently
you brought
about
it up. Well, they came out and the reviews were
bad,
mixed to negative. I think Metacritic. At the time, I had heard it a couple days ago.
I want to look this up, actually.
Like mid-60s, I think.
Oh, here we go. Anthem. Ooh, yeah, it's at a 61 right now.
Yeah,
Not
it's
good.
61. I read a great article that was the way the person described it was so good. He was like, let me explain to you what happens when you want to change your gun. Okay, you're in a mission. You see a purple diamond on the floor. You pick it up. Cool, I've got an awesome gun. I want to equip it. Load back into the town. Okay, you go to the forge, load into the forge, change the gun. You load out of the forge into the mission. You don't like the gun, you want to change it back, and you have to load all of that all over again.
What the
It's
fuck?
so much loading. People hate
Do
that.
people make these games, or do like androids that are like guest working? Like,
I don't know.
what the fuck? That is so annoying.
Destiny 2.
Destiny, you just carry around fucking everything
you can
all the
pause,
time.
You can literally do inventory management anytime.
The only thing with Destiny,
cutscenes, loading screens, there's literally no point where you can't hit pause and change your loadout.
Yeah, well, Destiny 2 did some stupid shit with like not giving you your Sparrow to make the game longer.
Oh, that was annoying.
That
was pretty stupid.
Annoying.
Yeah,
it's extra annoying because you had your Sparrow in the first one. Like if it was like
it
was like a new thing they teased. Okay, but
there was literally like the first mission you do in like old like Russia or whatever. You like, all right, let's go over here and get your Sparrow. All right, let's go over here and get your ship core.
Oh
or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it starts.
And I guess it was like compoundedly annoying for you guys because I had my Sparrow.
Yeah, we kept fucking trying to ride your Sparrow.
It worked sometimes.
It worked, like, 9 times out of 10, it worked every time. So I mean, it was a good.
I'm sure people are confused as fuck. Like when I made my character, I took a Sparrow from my other character, which is like this decked out golden pimp ride, and I sent it to my other character with the item management function. I'm sure that like there should be a way you can share things between characters, like between people.
No, there's no way.
I feel like that could easily. It sounds like a great system in theory, but it would be exploited as fuck because people would just sell like all their shit. Like you would just
Destiny community is the most like salty community I've ever like. Besides Rainbow, like I can't think of like a group of people who were like more sweaty.
I feel like fucking oh my god, I told you guys about this, but like everyone on the Destiny subreddit is like, hey Guardian.
God, it's so weird. Oh,
like they're fucking always like cosplaying their characters, and it's fucking weird.
They refer to each other as Guardian,
yeah.
and like I remember seeing one post or like I can't remember. I think I may have said that I made the post because I just wanted to make a self-deprecating joke, but I saw this one time on the Destiny app that was like it was like a poll like to decide like between things, and it was just like, what would happen if you took 3 Guardians and like made them fight between 3 different classes? It's like the Warlock would like blow them up with a powerful energy blast. It's like the Titan would break every bone in their body, and the Hunter would cut his fucking head off. It was like some like Dragon Ball Z fan. It was so cringy. It made me so uncomfortable reading that. I avoid cringe shit now. I used to be a person that would like watch all those videos, but I can't do it anymore.
I can never, dude.
I can't do that secondhand embarrassment thing.
Jesus.
I can't.
Like I'll literally watch people get cut to pieces with a machete, but I can't like do the embarrassment thing.
That's me too. I don't
if
know
it's there's that fucking there was this video floating around of this guy and a girl on like The Price is Right or something, and the host thought they were like together, and the dude was like trying to play it off as like they were, but then she was like, the girl was like laughing and be like, haha, no, he's just my friend. So she was like getting friend zoned like live on like national television, and she was like laughing her ass off at like the implication that they were even like possibly together. And he looked so sad.
Was that the one where they had come together and there was like a date they were on and they were in the audience? And
I think so.
They came together.
Yeah, it might have been a dating show or something.
When he came up and asked, like, she was just like, no, he was just like, yeah, we've been dating for a while or something like that.
He flexed. I think that's what made it really bad.
And I think that's what made her abort. Like, she was just like, no, we haven't. Well, think about it. It was like the most like painful thing in the universe. I hate that shit so much. What an asshole as well. Like the people who, I don't want to interrupt you. What are you saying?
No, you just go what you were saying.
The people who in high school will just like literally kidnap girls by saying, I'm gonna make a sign, and then like force them to make a decision about prom while they're surrounded by 30 people. Yep. And they are sympathetic and nice, so they're not gonna say no because then it would crush me in front of all these people. It's just like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you're an asshole. Why would you do that to someone?
I know one girl who got proposed to in like
the
middle of class or whatever. Like the dude got the teacher in on it and stuff, and then like she said yes, obviously, because like it'd be weird.
She had to.
Not to the social pressure. And then like after class, she was like, "Hey, actually, no."
That's probably the best way to do that.
That was so. I remember I was in a classroom. I think it was like after school, and there was like me and like 3 or 4 other students and the teacher, and like. One of the students, a girl, told a story about like how she was really embarrassed. She got asked to prom or a dance or something, and she said no in front of all the people and everything. And then they started talking about what they would do, what they should have done, this and that. And then somebody suggested, say yes. And then as soon as the crowd kind of like starts to fade, you just
take them aside.
You take them aside, and you're like,
this isn't working out.
Stay the fuck away from me, you weirdo. But like, you whisper that.
So then it's like, it's still going to be a little bit embarrassing when people find out that they're not actually going together, but they could like assume anything happened. Like,
Yes,
oh, there's conflicting schedules or whatever. Like, it's just
and
great.
there's no video footage of it.
I hate
no cameras. Cameras are the thing that scare me the most. I used to
worst.
I like, they're so spooky. No, but
spooky.
Like,
how does it work?
Inherently spooky.
Magic.
This high tech stuff. Like, I don't know. It's easier to do some dumb shit or like some funny shit or like when you know there's no cameras on you. If that makes sense. Like,
that makes obvious sense.
Or is that sarcasm? It's
no,
the idea
I'm
that
serious.
It's not. I feel like he's being sarcastic.
I'm not.
It's the idea that it's just not going to exist after this moment is
That's
over.
like, that's obvious.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. But you remember the person who in high school they got engaged?
Yeah.
I'm going to a wedding actually in June.
That is such arrogant like confidence that I cannot understand. Like, you have been alive for like 30 minutes and you're like, this one right here, I'm super confident about it. In high school.
I mean, it was mutual. You make it sound like he was.
No,
like,
it's just like both
weird.
of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Either one, whatever you think. It's like, you are going to be alive for 50 years where you're like dating people. What are you doing?
Were they super religious or anything?
I don't remember. Like Mormons or something.
Religious.
They seemed like they were weird.
They made. You want to talk about cringe? They would make videos.
Yep.
They would post videos like singing to each other and like holding each other. And, like, it's like, dude, awesome. Like, I'm
He
glad
acted
you're happy,
like
but,
such an adult so often, but
It's
he
like-
he looked like a giant man baby.
he looked like he didn't look like.
They made TikTok
He was
videos
also kinda
before
weirdly,
TikTok.
He made that's great.
If they had it before then,
Yeah.
they would have totally used it. They would have
my God.
They also seemed like, I felt like one of them was a furry. I can't remember.
But-
I can see it. I don't have any proof of that, but I can see it.
No, but you can see it.
This
in
is a
their
wild
eyes.
I can see
speculation, but you can just tell.
It's like, you know that kid from that Vine where the clip of the video, like he's being interviewed by the news because he thinks he's a wolf. In all ways except physical, I am a wolf. And then he runs up to a pier and he's got this like my haircut from high school where it's like bangs down to my eyebrows and he looks so gross. Like he's never taken a shower.
He looks like he smells.
And he's got this little rat mustache. Like he's just like, oh, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Some people shouldn't be allowed to have kids. You should have to pass a test, right?
If you don't have to pass a test to get a gun, you don't have to pass a test.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, for both, I think you should have.
That's one of those
test.
like change my view like posts that are like, I think you should pass a test if you want to procreate. Like all this like.
I mean, as headass as that sounded, because you make
Yeah.
that voice, it's totally true in my opinion.
It's like more true, I think, than a lot of other shit that goes. In
It's
that
like,
sub.
think about the implications of you're making a person who could
Yeah.
one day
Well,
go out and buy a gun and
are-
then shoot up a mall.
are
Like
you
you could do that.
Like pass a test, as in like you can just say you're gonna do all those all the things a parent's. It's
We
not
should-
hard to know what a parent's supposed to do and say that you're gonna do that. But is it like
Yeah.
requirement? Like can't have a felony or can't have this or can't have this, like that kind of thing.
Somebody could have made a mistake. Like, what I mean is, like, there should be some way. Like I talked about last time, like mind reading is bad, but there's like some aspects where I want it to be used. I want there to be like a shadow organization that is only like dedicated to doing good, and they like slowly make people like infertile or whatever because they know that they're like a psychopath like that wants to cut like cats into pieces. It's like, maybe don't give them a kid.
Yeah.
Like
That's
superheroes, they should exist. Martian Manhunter should be going around and deactivating people's brains with his mind, like Professor X does.
Oh, there's a lot of like.
That he does that all the time, right? He runs around in his wheelchair. And kills
Runs
people.
around in his wheelchair. I wasn't thinking about what you just said.
There was $1 million, but the video I was watching, it was a Rooster Teeth video series where they go like, "Oh, you get $1 million, but there's this catch." And Bernie, I think it was like Bernie. He said one where like, no, it was his girlfriend Ashley, I think, who like, you get $1 million, but every time you have to walk somewhere, you have to run as fast as you can. and one person said was like, "Oh, you could just get in a wheelchair, and then you could just slowly get everywhere you need to do." And then Bernie said, "Well, but when you get up out of the chair and start sprinting, people are gonna think you're a giant asshole."
That's what I was thinking.
It was so funny.
That's such a good one.
There was another one. I can't remember what it. $1 million, but every time you make a purchase, some part of your body shrinks or grows in some amount. Would you take that money? $1 million.
All these consequences are not worth like the $1 million.
They're usually like you're $1 million, but you don't have legs anymore.
$1 million is a lot of money, though.
They
Yeah,
say that
to like
every
have something
fucking
like fuck
episode.
up the rest of your life. Like,
I mean,
I'm pretty
like,
good as is.
There was one that was like $1 million, but forever. You have a medical like thing where someone installs a red light on your forehead that every time you're having a negative thought, it goes like blaringly red. So like they mention like, oh, if you're in bed and you're like saying this like, no, I had a great time. Is this like bang, like big red light on your forehead? I would not be able to use that because it's like it would just be a constant red light on my head forever.
I just fucking wear headbands all the time, dude. Make it fashion.
Yeah, there's always like the one that somebody says is like, man, that really is a stumper, and then somebody goes like, well, I would just do this, and that fixes the situation entirely. Like, I would just wear a headband, or like I would get in a wheelchair.
Get in a wheelchair. That fixes
Get in a wheelchair. There was
I remember. Go ahead.
No, just quickly. There was like something on there's a Society of Flat Earthers, and on their website there's like we have thousands of members all around the earth or something. And it's just like all around, like
all around the globe. There was a Facebook post where it's just like we have dozens of members all around the globe, and then somebody like responded to that as like read that again really slowly. That was an old meme.
It's an old one, sir. But
no, just like that. I remember seeing that screenshot circulate all over Instagram for a while.
I found out Instagram does the same thing Twitter does, where if it's someone that you don't follow, if they send you a message, it's like a request, but it's a lot less apparent in Instagram. And I realized that I've got a couple requests from like a year ago.
Really?
Tommy learned so much.
I always just delete them. They're usually just spam. It's usually like porn bots trying to be
What's
like...
going on with Bernie Sanders?
He's running for president.
I know. Yeah. Besides that, there's like some controversy.
It's not really controversy. It's just I think a lot of people are kind of just like sick of him and his supporters. I don't know. It's tough to kind of parse out.
I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was a
What did he do?
There's like the concept of like Bernie bros who are like overly aggressive and weird about thinking Bernie Sanders is the best and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of stupid either way, but
I saw somebody put together a bunch of screenshots of this dude who was like, I've been the victim of so many threats of leftist violence. And then someone said, please tell me what the violence was. Like, give me an explicit example. And then he was just like, I believe I was threatened to be swirly. It's like a fucking
That's the thing
grader.
I just sent you.
And then somebody like went back and looked at what he was talking about, and it was literally like a fetish account that was like into bullying. So they'd be like, I'm going to wedge you so hard. And had nothing to do with like the leftist whatever. It was just some creep, and he was just like, "These leftists are gonna come give me noogies. They're gonna give me a flat tire." You remember when people do that in the hallways, and people are like, "Oh, it was an accident," but it's so easy to just walk like a normal human being.
I've like never. No one in my high school at least ever like gave anyone like noogies or wedgies seriously. Which
it was 5 stars for us.
For the most part, like, touching someone else's underwear is fucking gross and weird. Like, why would you...
I had that happen once. Like,
try it again.
There was, like, in middle school and elementary school, and anytime you were in public school, like, there was, like, people talked about noogies and wedgies and stuff like it was, like, something that happened on TV, not something that happened at school.
Yeah.
But I got wedgied once in elementary school when we were at Claremont. Like, some kid, like, you know how the chairs would have those 3, like, holes in them? Mm-hmm. I don't know why they did
3,
that.
like, slits.
Save money on the plastic or something.
Yeah.
And he came and he, like, reached in and found my waistband, like the Fruit of the Loom thing, and yanked on it so fucking hard. Like, I thought my balls were going to rip open. It was, like, the most painful. And I was, like, pinned to the chair. And then he tied it around the hole. What a fucking psycho he was.
Jesus Christ.
But then recently I found out his mom died, so now I feel bad.
I would like go back and like meet him at the funeral and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry your mom died, but also like give him a wedgie."
Or give his mom a wedgie.
That's so bad. God.
Rip open the
and like wedgie her and like hang her from the rafters.
I don't like this conversation.
Why?
I don't like this conversation.
I honestly don't remember who he is.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. There was one I told you guys about the guy who
You say that a lot. That's like such a weird way of like saying like this topic bothers me. I don't like this conversation for some reason.
Yeah, that's just another way to say that thing. There was one kid, I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned this before, whose mom died like our senior year of high school, or it might have been freshman year of college or something even. And everyone went to like, everyone like went to his like mom's like wake and funeral and all this stuff. It was like so sad. And then like he started texting like girls and like, you know, to get sympathy and stuff.
Oh,
and then
God.
he would ask them for like, he would sneakily try to like get them to send him pictures of their feet. So if, for
Is this
example,
the same guy who's like into Transformers?
No,
that's the trauma that made him
dude,
such
different
a freak.
Dude. No. Like if they were like, "Oh, I just went shopping today," and he's like, he's like, "Oh, really? Did you get any socks? Yeah, can I see them?"
That's
like,
so fucking gross.
Eventually, with some other people, with one of my other good friends, he would just straight up be like, "Can I see your feet?" and she would be fine with it. She would be totally fine with it. 'Cause she was like,
"What?
If he wants to like jerk off to my feet, like who cares? I don't give a shit." But like also like,
as you
so
do,
weird as one does.
There was a couple times where like, because I was a young boy, a Vine kid on the internet. I don't know if you knew that I was a Vine. But
What's Vine?
People would message me and be like, "I will give you $500 if you send me pictures of your feet." And I was thinking like, how is there a way that I could go into Google and find images that he'll never see, but it's like deep enough where like he'll never, you know, come across these, so he'll never realize it was all fake. But I could get those sexy feet pics and then throw them his way and get the money. But my precious toes are like never shown. I tried so hard to find ones that I thought were like sufficiently hidden, but I never got down to it.
I honestly like just would have done it in that case, because like
taking a picture of my feet for $500.
Yeah,
that's nothing, dude.
Okay, but it's not that. I think you need to think about this from the perspective.
I know that
like,
they're gonna jerk off to my feet.
It
which
doesn't
is,
matter
like, weird,
about that,
but
because it's like obviously people see my feet all the time. Whatever, it's not weird. It's not like I'm naked, but it's them taking a screenshot of that conversation and having proof that you literally gave them pictures of your feet for money, showing that to an employer one day. And also, I was like 17 at the time. That's distributing child porn.
Yeah.
That makes you a businessman.
Oh, you were underage.
Well, I was a mover and a shaker, and I sent them pictures of my feet. What were you going to say about Rip?
All right. You remember Pandon's class?
I do. Is he
dead?
dead?
You remember? No, I hope not. You remember the girl that sat to your left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so she turned around. She was talking to Armin and I. Armin was to my right. She was talking to Armin and I, and she was like, it's like somebody that was like a couple steps away. Like her cousin, her like second cousin's aunt died. And I said out loud, I said, "Rip." Okay. It wasn't like a super comical like rip. It was just like rip. Like I don't know. And like so she's talking about this person that has died. Armin is to my right, trying not to explode with laughter. I'm trying not to explode with laughter at Armin exploding with laughter while this girl talks about this person that has died.
God, it was fucking
horrible.
Is it because Ray says it?
Yeah, well, that of course. Back then, that was certainly a thing.
You were just like, and then my aunt died. And you were like, Rip?
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
And Armin was like...
Exactly, and Armin, like... I've never seen him try to like hold in a laugh.
Completely bright red.
She's mid-sentence, like she's still talking, and we're trying to be respectful.
She doesn't understand why that's funny, so she thinks that Armin is laughing at her dead on.
So yeah.
Fucking idiot! Why'd you let your aunt die?
Oh God.
I think I know who you're thinking about.
Who? What? The girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean her. Yeah, I don't know the person that she was talking about. Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, it was not her aunt.
No. That person, I wouldn't have made a joke about that person.
You didn't make a joke technically when you were saying Rip.
Well, yeah, I know. I said
a very respectful joke.
And then Armin, the asshole, started laughing.
If I was there, I would immediately just like the most obnoxious like jackass laughter. When I'm laughing really hard, I have this weird high pitched like, cause I throw my head back and I go like ha, like a goose.
Yep.
Oh my back.
I was looking at the YouTube comments in our last episode really quick, and it said we had like 30 comments, and I was like, oh, that's a lot. And it was just one dude saying nut like 20 times.
God, is it Mason?
No, it's Clayton Nuds.
There's a new one?
Yeah.
Because for a while we had Mason Yelnat, who would say trust no thought.
Oh yeah, the guy's been more inconsistent though. He doesn't do it that often these days. It's very unfortunate. what was I gonna say? I don't know. You guys want to read emails now, or do you have anything else you want to complain
Oh,
about?
you're looking at that.
I want to look at the. Shut up. Shut up. I'll kill you.
So Bernie's running, but
Yes.
is
He
he?
doesn't run very fast.
I hate you. Now he's in that wheelchair.
Oh,
And people mention this all the time, and it infuriates him. Just like when people talk about George R.R. Martin, and they go like, "Man, I really hope you finished your book before you die," like, because he's old, and it like makes him really mad. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you kidding me? How can you just so coyly talk about me dying? But he doesn't see their like investment in what he has to say or his books or something like that. And people have said that about Bernie, and I wonder if it also bothers him.
I don't know. Bernie is like really old, and that's like one of the things I have like against him mostly is that like
How old is he? 86?
he's like 75. Like insane.
How old is Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is 70, I think.
Why do people talk about Bernie's age and not him?
Because Donald Trump doesn't actually look that old, surprisingly.
yeah.
Like,
No, I mean,
I'm not saying Donald Trump
72.
is like peak physical fitness, but like,
Bernie's 77.
Oh, well, that's a little bit older.
yeah. But Donald Trump surprisingly does not look like he's 70 explicitly. Like, he looks, I don't know, like a weird 60-year-old. And that's like fine, I guess. But he doesn't look frail or anything, you know? Like, Bernie looks a little more frail. What are you fucking grinning looking at him for? What are you looking? Your tongue
Where's
is
the
like,
picture?
what?
He started typing into Google. He started typing Barack, and I was like, okay, where's he going with this? Obama. Okay.
He has this cool jacket. There he is.
He typed in
Look.
basketball game. And I was
Oh,
like,
this? Yeah, the rag and bone jacket that's like custom made for him or something. I saw it floating around for some reason. Like, it's a cool jacket. I think people were mad that it was expensive though.
slow down.
There he is. Look. He's got the 44. He looks so fucking cool.
He is too cool.
I love
This
bombers.
guy was ready for the picture. Dude.
He's looking to smell his face.
Yeah, I know.
Remember how that one like paper was exposing that Malia Obama was writing bad things about Trump on Facebook, and she was also drinking wine when she was 20?
Oh yeah, the wine thing made no sense, dude. The wine thing that people exploded over.
Isn't it in like
Shut up.
France, the drinking age is like 12, and people have
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
glass
It's
of
not
wine?
just that. It's the same people that are like, she's drinking wine, she's not 21, are the ones that are like, okay with
The people that
everything
like
else
claw
that
for
Trump
like
does.
every little
God.
something that they can throw against the wall about these people, and
Yeah.
like the fucking she had like a one hitter at a concert or something like that.
Yeah,
There's
she was
video of
smoking
that.
weed at like Coachella or something.
Shut the
Oh,
fuck
weed.
up! Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
It's like, what the
It's
fuck does
legal
that
in like
mean?
15 states.
It's fucking stupid, dude.
a one-hitter.
Like, the most ridiculous shit in the world. Like, no one gives a shit. You'd be surprised to learn that your children are also probably drinking.
They're jeweling.
underage. They're jeweling.
But you're too busy looking at Facebook and watching Fox News.
Yeah, you're too busy coming up with
Fucking
conspiracy
Tucker
theories.
Carlson. Tucker Carlson is a
fucking dude.
psychopath.
He's
When-
insane.
He has the temper of like a tiny little piece of glass. That's like the distance it takes for him to like completely snap. He was so angry. He was like, what did he call him? He was like a moron and like
Tiny brain.
Tiny brain or
moron.
something. Yeah.
He's like, you're so pathetic.
He's like, I tried to give you a chance, but you're too fucking annoying. Something.
You're too annoying.
Yeah, he says that
Yeah.
because he's too fucking annoying.
What did he say, Pena?
He said, like, what, the historian dude?
What is,
No. What did Tucker
It was the back and forth.
Basically, the historian, the whole reason Tucker Carlson had him on is because he went to this, like, billionaire conference. It was basically just being like, yeah, you guys really, like, get out of, like, paying taxes and shit, and it's, like, not cool. And that was, like, controversial. And Tucker Carlson was all about that. He was like, this guy speaks truth to power, so I'm going to have him on my show. And then, but Tucker Carlson, like, is, like,
A baby.
a powerful media elite. So the dude came on and was like, yeah, Tucker, you're literally being paid by like billionaires and you're making like millions off of that, and like you're totally complicit in all of this. And Tucker Carlson's like, you're just a weak-minded idiot who's too fucking annoying, and like all this shit.
He said I gave you I was trying to give you a chance or something. Give you an opening.
Yeah.
You're too fucking
Why don't you
annoying.
go fuck yourself, you tiny brain?
You tiny
Damn
brain.
it, dude.
Like he's
Yes.
talking to a Metroid.
Yeah, the historian dude was basically like dunking on Fox News the whole time, being like, yeah, people on this network are like fucking insane, and just like say like the dumbest shit.
In my defense, I would say that it's entirely accurate, and you're not allowed to use that word on television.
Yeah, the historian was like, you're a millionaire paid by billionaires, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
In my defense, I would say that's entirely accurate, but you're not allowed to use that word on television. So once I said it out loud, there was... Thanks for scrolling.
Shut up. Stop talking.
Go fuck yourself. I went to Davos to speak truth to power.
Here it is. This is the line I was trying to fucking find.
I tried to give you a hearing, but you were too fucking annoying. You can't handle Christmas, can you? And then he fucking lost it.
He responds so calmly. He goes, "You can't handle the criticism, can you?"
Like they weren't even recorded, like they were on the phone.
I know, yeah. And then Carlson just explodes.
He's like, "What?"
So good.
I'll show you criticism.
Like in a cartoon, his like bow tie is spinning. He's so red in the face,
coming out of his ears.
Angry little twerp I have ever seen.
He's like a distant cousin of Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like a distant cousin, like you're talking about animals.
Yeah.
The antelope is a distant cousin of the deer.
Yeah.
Much like Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson, that little weird kid. Remember that time that Jon Stewart was invited onto like Crossfire?
Oh
or
my!
Oh,
I have
yeah.
that in my watch laters because it's so good.
I get it's like thrown onto my feed all the time of like Jon Stewart owns these stupid Republic idiots or whatever, but it's genuinely so staggering how
so
fucking
good.
how much of a slam it was because he was just like, no, shut up. So what I want to say is
he's so good at like
shutting them down,
getting them to give him one more sentence, but then he just keeps doing. He's like he'll start his sentence with no. The final point is. And then he'll say like 3 more things until they try to cut him off, and he's like, no. But all I'm trying to say is,
yeah.
And then he'll roast him 6 more times until they try to cut him off. Like he's so good at it.
He is like so visibly frustrated at the problem that is these two people.
I know, yeah.
And he's just like, you have no idea how much of an impact you have in the negative. Like you're so bad for this country. It's just like
yeah. He's like, why are you hurting America?
It's amazing. And then people would like they had so little to throw at him that they're like will fall upon like he doesn't
Childish.
like
They became
deep
childish.
dish pizza or something like
I
that.
know.
It's like, what? Are you an adult?
And he would literally be like, I mean, we could talk about deep dish later. Let's talk about politics. This is the news channel. This is not what we
And he talked about how like the show that leads into mine is about puppets making prank phone calls.
That's something that I never like. It's like a smart tactic of his where if ever he feels like they're making good points or like anything like that,
He falls upon I'm a comedy show.
he's like,
It's kinda
he
weak.
just goes, I'm on Comedy Central,
Which
your
is sort of
actual
like
news.
like I don't know.
Which
He has a point, but also
he has
like
a point. It holds weight. It's that like,
Yeah.
how come I have more, I'm more aware of my impact than you are, and I'm, followed by puppets that make prank calls.
It's like 2 jars that are differently labeled so that they have the same contents, like same impact, but because there's a label on mine that says comedy, I'm allowed to make these jokes and stuff, and I'm allowed to like act like a clown. But and that was I think the only thing that bothered me about his argument was just like, hey, come on. But and then he would fucking roast them about these things that they would do.
Yeah, that's what John Oliver does as well. Because John Oliver is more in the news side than Jon Stewart was even. And John Oliver will constantly say like, "Oh, he's not a journalist; he's just a comedian who like covers the news or whatever." And it's like a shelter from criticism, basically. That makes sense, but honestly, like if you're out here like swinging the bat right to these people, like I feel like you have to like let yourself be on that like even playing field. You can't always like falling back on, well, I'm just a comedian. It's kind of like a weak point. It makes you look like you're like afraid to rebut in like a legitimate
Especially
way.
when it's the quick draw answer that you have for every time they come at you with something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about what's his name, John Oliver or whatever, but Jon Stewart would say it in a way where it wasn't just like, well, I'm a comedian, and then it's like he would like always explain like, yes, I'm not doing these things perfectly, but I don't have to because I'm on Comedy Central. You have to be at the top of your game because millions of people are relying on you to relay, unbiased facts. Yeah.
If you're like touting yourselves as these kings of logic and the democracy is run by blah blah blah, like talking about all these factual, political, serious things, then you can't lie to America and stuff like that. And that's a fair point. But
so that's why the point that's why they're able to use it over and over and over
Yeah.
again, because it's not just like, oh, I'm a comedian. It's that like
There was that.
I don't have as much responsibility as you do.
There was that other debate that he did with, I think, O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, those are the two. Man.
When he was on his little like lever thing that raised him up because he's a very short guy and O'Reilly's like very tall. And in that debate, I think he mixed up debt and deficit in one of his arguments, and then O'Reilly like took that and was like, "I'm the champion of logic. I know everything now."
That, if I remember correctly, that was more. It was kind of. They were kind of like friendly.
It was very kind-hearted.
It was yeah. They were like obviously like they were like an example of like two people that clearly disagree on things, but can still sit down and talk it out and like kind of be friends. He
had this. I mean, it's funny, but like O'Reilly had this thing. Oh, is his name O'Reilly?
Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, that's stupid. It's like O'Reilly Auto Parts. But like his whole thing during the debate was taking out note cards and showing like visual aids like they were children. I hated that so much. Such a condescending prick.
Fucking hell. Do we want to briefly just mention what we talked about last week with Jussie Smollett being basically he ended up lying about everything.
Yeah.
And then it looks
somebody said like they were Nigerian dudes that he paid or something like that.
Yeah, but it was actually like his
where did I see that?
He knew them and he paid them. I don't know if they were Nigerian.
Yeah, he knew them and he paid them, and basically fabricated this whole thing because he wanted to up his profile so he could get paid more on Empire.
That's a weird strategy.
And
What's
then he
his name?
also
What's his full name?
Jussie Smollett.
Not Jesse, Jussie.
Yeah. And then it was either after or before like this incident, he mailed himself like a fake anthrax letter to the set of Empire and got the whole set shut down, and like the fucking like hazmat crew had to come in, and now he's also being investigated by the FBI and the mail police for like potential there is mail police for like that crime as well. So this dude has 2 different hoaxes under his belt already, and has only made it harder for everyone else who has actually dealt with bullshit racism and violence, because this dude just has to fucking cry wolf just so he could get paid more. So
yeah, you can tell a lot about a person or what they believe by like how they're talking about this. If they are like, "Fuck Jussie Smollett, he's the worst person ever," and that's where their thing ends. Yeah. If it should be "Fuck Jussie Smollett," because now people will think other people who are telling the truth are lying.
No, that's not why they're angry.
It's not.
That's not.
Of course, it's not.
The
Fox
president,
News
the
had
fucking
a field
president,
day.
The president was like, "You're racist words." It was like, what part of like, like everything he did like was bullshit. But like,
talking about MAGA,
was he being like racist towards MAGA people? Is that like
MAGA
a race? Yeah. I saw one dude like tweet saying like Trump wants a race war so fucking bad it's like not even funny.
Wouldn't it have been interesting if some Fox News guy was like actually like that's the reason why it's bad is because now in the future people who come out with these stories will be immediately disbelieved, not that they aren't already, but like imagine that segment on Fox, like somebody saying something like that. Wouldn't that be refreshing?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
That'd be
happen.
cool.
So bullshit. So yeah, fuck that guy.
Everyone like watching in their armchairs eating their like mac and cheese were like, what the fuck is going on? Who's this? And then he gets tackled to the ground. He's like, no, the truth. It's got to be.
So yeah, fuck that dude. Let's go on to emails. So we got email from Evelyn. This is the girl who dug up my Facebook past, and now she did the same thing for Yaman.
Hey, let's not read
have
those.
to get the fucking email out.
Let's not read those. I deleted like everything. My Facebook shows nothing now. I exist like
only in my presence.
Starting 3 years ago or something.
Hey dudes, after the podcast I just couldn't help myself, so I did Yaman too. Cool last name, by the way. His old posts are much less depressing but much more cringe. Also, what's the cause of his unadulterated rage towards Justin Bieber? Who would hurt him?
Yeah, I don't know.
These are so much.
Yeah, you really hate that one.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Oh my god.
I don't know if we want to
email.
read any of these.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like this if you don't think it's Justin Bieber's B-Day and
shut
you
up!
think he's just a year closer to death.
Henny, do you want more editing work?
It was, funny. It's 100 years ago.
You were also like fucking 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like
this
when
one's
we're
from
actually...
Maggie.
Cool to hate Justin
Wait, what's
Bieber.
part 2? Ow, Maggie Elizabeth. Maggie Elizabeth says, I just want to keep sending memes just for the heck of it. She put an asterisk for the E.
It's a bad word.
Yeah, because it's a bad word. It's funny.
We'll put an asterisk.
Also, I have a dog.
Alex, edit in the audio of an asterisk at the E part.
Asterisk.
What does that sound like?
Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Actually,
An
it's a pound
asterisk?
sign. Also, it looks kind of like a snowflake. Oh, also, I have a dog. Her name is Daisy, and she's quite old. TM.
Trademark. That means trademark.
I noticed that.
That means
Look at her.
TM
She
means
looks a little
trademark.
dumb.
She looks happy. Why are you so mean?
She's like,
She looks like somebody just got like a big strip of
no,
bacon.
my favorite fucking thing is pictures with people who have their mouths slightly open or not. Like
People?
no, like
Dogs?
Pit. Fuck.
like pictures of people with their
Why
mouths.
does my tongue betray me? I just want to talk like a person.
really gets me going.
Like I'll take a picture of someone and it'll be like this dog. It has its mouth open a little bit, so it looks like it's making a noise. Like, it's like, that's funny to me.
Also, Patrick, you said
Thick
you
as a
really
brick,
like.
ready to get digged. It's a picture of
Why
Lightning
the car-
McQueen with
why?
legs. That's awesome.
That's like it's the fonts are in like really old like
Oh,
ASCII.
like clip art? What is that?
no like it's like what is this called? It's like the old PowerPoint.
He can see the email.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking at the email.
Fucking idiot.
Idiot.
What
Thanks
is-
for
how do you describe it? It's
unplugging
like
my
super-
phone.
It's like PowerPoint 1998.
Yeah, it's clip art shit. Yeah,
No, it's
whatever.
like
word
the-
art. Word art.
Word art. That's
Yeah,
the answer.
yeah.
When you would add movement to the text as you were like coming on screen, it go
It's all
like.
it's all, like, wavy and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a picture like that with that text, and it says sometimes you eat the ass, sometimes the ass eats you, or something like that.
In this
Some
world-
days
in
you
this
eat
world,
ass.
you
Really
either
means
hit
a
that
lot.
Soldier boy or it's you. But also, Patrick, you said you really liked "Bury a Friend," which is a song by Billie Eilish. Do you like Billie's other stuff as well? I have not listened to it, but I know a lot of people joke about her being like a fake goth girl or whatever.
She's
So,
fake goth girl.
I don't know.
Oh,
Probably.
this next one is from Valentina. Okay, before I say anything else, my name is pronounced RDLA. For some reason, people pronounce it weird. Valentina RDLA. Oh, Ardilla? Got it. Not too difficult at all. Anyways, this is my first time emailing you guys because I don't know, I was bored. I've interacted with Penna once after commenting, quote, "We love a small dick energy king" on his posts. I really enjoys y'all's podcast. And
What did
usually
you say?
we love a small dick energy king.
Pat and I looked up at each other like the same way.
What?
We looked left and then looked up at each other.
Enjoy the podcast and listen to it while studying. I've started saying "shut up, Pena" whenever he says something dumb. There really was no point to this email, so
Yeah.
here's a picture
When
of my
you're alone
dog
in your room,
Chloe
you say "shut up."
We do that
when
too,
she's listening
Chloe.
to the podcast.
Not Chloe.
I don't think we ever say "shut up, Pena." I think I say "shut the
You
fuck
definitely-
up" mostly.
Yeah,
You know
this
what I
dog
noticed?
is so fluffy.
I started doing, I think because of you, when you like mess up a word or something and you know somebody's going to jump on that and immediately you go, shut up, shut up, shut up.
I do that. Do that. Fuck! God damn it!
You sound like a baby.
I sounded like a little idiot caveman. I was like, I do that.
I do that. But yeah,
What curse do I
no,
have?
you're just
It
dumb.
was just like,
it's not a curse.
it's just
you're
like I
an
want to
idiot.
add one when he's trying to read emails, and the moment that he messes up, and then Yama's talking about him messing up words, I want one of there as well.
Yeah, but yeah. I've been started doing that. Shut up, shut up, shut up. And I do
See,
that in text
it's mostly
too.
like when Penny's like trying to make a joke, and I'm reading something or talking about something, and he'll go a little like, so anyway, and I'm like, shut up. So anyway,
God,
we're so funny.
it's a cute picture of your dog playing cards. It's so smart.
It's not playing cards. It's playing life. You fucking idiot. You clearly
Everybody's
just
Oh, there's a
playing
life
picture.
card game. That's
Look
cool.
at it. It says life in the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Already
but they're
on
on
cards.
cards.
They're
Anyways,
on cards.
I
Shut
didn't know
up.
there were cards in life. Anyway,
it was way.
this is from Vivian Scott Heron. Mind images. Also, please don't say my full email address.
Address. We don't read out people's email addresses.
I don't think does it. Yeah. Oh, well, that's pretty much her email address.
I mean,
No, you
Does that
didn't-
matter?
No, it's not her email. It's just her name. You just don't read her email address.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey there, boys. My name is Scott. Looks like your name's Vivian.
Wait, yeah, that's. what
Don't
I'm
be
confused
fooled by my name. However, I am very much a girl.
It's really a roller coaster there.
Okay.
read the email.
I'm just like
Read the-
there
he's
were
like-
so
he's
many
like
like
so-
alterations. I was just like First off, I just want to thank you guys for putting so much time into the podcast. Yeah, Pena, thank you. For a long time, I've struggled with feeling that like I have no friends. All my friends are really busy. And because I do ballet for 6+ hours
This
a
is
week.
why Patrick should read the email.
Shut up!
Ballet.
I don't have people because...
You can't tell him to shut up and then mess up the next
I
sentence.
don't really have much time to hang out with people. I listen to the podcast when I drive, and it makes me feel like I have friends in my car with me, and I'm just listening to them dick around in the back seat. Yeah, that's pretty much why I do it. It's just like a conversation that you don't have to participate in. It's funny. Thanks for making me feel like I'm a part of something. It's a big improvement from last year when I just cried in my car like all the time. Also, I listened to a lot of your podcasts while finishing up a watercolor of London for my art class.
That looks really good.
That's fucking wow.
That looks really good.
really
I wish I was talented.
When I did
Also, I listened to-
watercolor, I
make
just
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, it's my dad's.
He made both. He
Yeah,
made
back
a
in, like, the
copy.
70s
It
or
looks,
something.
He's a painting, like a really nice painting that it's like an exact copy. It's like
Well, it's in the same style.
It's like an exact.
He told me
copy.
that
It's
one
like
is
he did it
supposed to be being
twice.
chased by that one.
So why didn't you put them behind each? Like,
Because I'm not 5. Like,
what do you mean? Now it makes.
Well, it's
now
not
that
in
you
the
pointed out-
continuity.
Now that you pointed out, it makes
because
sense.
it doesn't matter.
Well,
Anyway, I'm going to continue reading this, you rude
yeah.
fuck.
You go ahead and try. Good luck.
Thank
Best
you
of
so
luck.
much. Here's the completed painting because I'm a show off. It's really good. When I first started listening to the podcast, I had only ever seen Patrick's face, mostly because of his presence on Vine. Sorry if I just gave you Vietnam flashbacks, Patrick. Don't worry. Anyway.
He's used to it.
Yeah. Anyway, because I didn't know what either Yaman or Alex looked like, I just kind of built faces in my imagination. Although I did find both of your Instagrams to ruin the magic. This is what I thought y'all looked like based on just your voices. Yaman, longer brown hair, tan olive skin, probably kind of lanky. I basically thought you looked like my friend Chris. Who is this? Chris, if you're listening to this episode, sorry for exposing you. Yeah, you son of a bitch. And Alex, the fuckboy haircut, also tan, darker hair, square face, probably some thick-ass eyebrows.
Yeah, nailed it. That's actually really good.
Why did she think that you look like this?
I don't
What
know.
is, what is
She
the
did a
fuckboy
perfect,
haircut?
I know.
police sketch of
I know,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
What is the fuckboy haircut?
I imagine Yaman is
find
black.
A mirror.
The fuckboy haircut. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, both of my mind images were pretty wrong. I know y'all are more video game kind of boys, but have y'all ever formed a mental image of what someone looks like based on their voice or a description of them in a novel? I did do that. Thanks for being funny, nerds. I'd say have a great day, but y'all fucks are probably reading this at like midnight.
Wrong.
Did we give off the
It's-
impression that we record at like 2 a.m.?
It's 3:30
It's
p.m.
4:15 in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, we start recording.
You need some help there?
Start recording. It's 3:15.
Thanks, Scoot. I think they spelled it.
Thank you.
I
do
did
that
that
with
for
YouTubers.
podcasts.
I do that with YouTubers when you can't see their face.
Yeah,
I do have a podcast as well.
and in novels, there was one. A lot of time in books, for some reason, I don't know why they would do this, but they don't put a pronunciation guide for names. And I remember reading Saga, which is a movie. It's a book about this like virtual world that they go in, and you have to earn money in there to. It's sort of like a Ready Player One, and the one of the girls' names, because it's like a Swedish town, is Ingeborg. No, it's Ingeborg, and I pronounced it as Ingeborg. And when someone told me, I was like reading it to my mom, like the book, and she was just like, "That's not how you say that." And I was just like, "No, I'm a fool." But I know, forming an image of someone that isn't accurate.
When I was reading the Percy Jackson books as a kid, I had like perfect imaginations of like every character in my mind, and then they came out with that god awful movie, and like
Wasn't
it
that
was
bad?
immediately ruined.
Was
Yeah,
not
they
that
were
bad.
both pretty bad. Pretty bad. Thank you for your email, Scoot. You're great. Pretty close to Yaman, minus the long hair part. That's about it,
Olive skin.
Do I?
That's what she said.
Pretty
I
olivey.
look like sour cream.
Someone said something really gross to me the other day. They
yeah.
said, "My thighs look like cottage cheese," and I was just like, "Ew,
Ugh,
what?"
God.
We also have a new $5 patron, Jesse. Thank you. You're an
Hey,
amazing
Jesse.
person. And we will get that personalized thank you note to you right after this
ASAP
is done.
Rocky.
Exactly. This one is from Flame Forest. Oh, this is Brianna. follow up on her previous pet photo submission. It's pictures of her dog Charlie climbing her, and this dog is a fucking like mountain goat.
Picture. He's such a good boy.
It looks like Pikachu when he's climbing on Ash.
This dog is insane climbing abilities. This dog also looks like what an alien would shapeshift into if it was like trying to hide as a dog. Like it looks like a little mysterious. Like
okay.
Like
it looks
you can't
like it knows too much. Like,
yeah, like its eyes don't reveal anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you hiding?
This is from Thomas Isley.
Boy.
Hi. Okay, so I know Yaman's answer to this question, but I thought I'd ask anyway. Have you seen or read The Magicians? Because two characters remind me of Patrick. Margot, endless creative cursing, and Penny, just done with human beings. That could be you as well. And Quentin reminds me of Yaman, kind of. He just seems innocent. And I guess Alex reminds me of Julia, just without the power and PTSD. Wow.
I don't know what Julia is like.
Without the power,
you're powerless.
Well, if I have to have
PTSD,
both power and PTSD, I don't know.
You have no power.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
You put the spoiler alert before the
you put it after
they didn't.
The thing.
They should.
No, I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it might have been confusing.
Note to the person who wrote the email:
you're an idiot.
He said that. I'm just saying you put this.
Oh wait, I have to do creative cursing. You're a fucking artist.
Where's what?
What?
Creative cursing. That's the trait.
I see.
Also, where do you keep a collection of knives? Because I am strangely attracted to sharp objects, and I want to have like an armory of blades. I have a footlocker. Footlocker with a padlock on it. And I just have my knife on my desk.
Oh yeah, it wasn't closed. Did you just get that padlock? It wasn't closed last week.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, you just walked up and opened.
Yaman, what?
Oh, it's just like that. It's right now. It's open.
You're really confused.
It's just like it's open.
Are you okay?
The thing is, it's open.
No one else can see this.
That's why I'm saying the thing is open.
Do you trust me or do you trust Yaman?
You
Write your
believe
answers in
me
and tell
or your lying ass eyes.
Also, where did this short video kind of explains what the characters are in the show without going on. I'm sure it does.
Yeah, I'm
sure it does.
I believe you. I'll take your word for it.
Don't worry about it.
Next.
I trust you.
Is that it?
That's it.
I think so, unless there's YouTube comments.
Not really any YouTube.
You want to read
comments.
every single one of the same comment from that one guy?
Nut.
Clayton said nut. Clayton also said nut. Clayton also wrote in to say nut.
Wait, do you think it's Clayton from Tarzan?
No.
Is it Clayton and Tarzan?
Yeah, the guy who has the gun and wants to kill the gorillas.
Oh, the chick's dad.
Yep.
He's just an old science man. He wants to learn about them.
Who's the chick's dad?
No, the guy who wants to kill the gorillas and like take them back to England and sell them, or he has to get this little pencil mustache and he's a big jack dude and he's got a shotgun.
Oh, he's big jack dude. The old guy's the dad, right?
Yeah, he's this little boy. Clayton. Tarzan. This guy.
Oh, that guy.
He talks like this, and he
like a
wants
Lilo
Tarzan
and
to
Stitch
show me the gorillas.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to bring up before I close this out? Because I know Patrick will have one last minute thing to interrupt with.
Go ahead.
Do it.
Pat.
Get out of your
Tell him.
system.
Just confess.
Just get it out.
Just do it.
I'm actually Dodgson for Jurassic Park.
I hate you.
Fuck you. Thank you again for listening, guys.
How do you like this shirt, Pena? What do you think of this?
It's a
He
good looking
really
shirt.
waited for you to start the outro to say that. Just FYI.
It's a good shirt.
Thank you.
If you want to write into the show, you can send that shit to prudedudes@gmail.com. You can
Send
also
that
reach
shit.
us. Shut the
Send that
fuck.
garbage.
Send
Also,
that shit.
if we have to reiterate this again, I'm going to blow up America, but shorter emails. We want to read your shit, but they can't be a fucking essay. Anyway.
I thought that was good length this week. I don't know. I think we're doing all
There's
right.
one that was a little long.
Thank you, as always. You can reach us at Prude on Instagram and Twitter as well. You can find me on Twitter at AlexPenna97. Patrick's at It's Patrick Shelter 5, and Yaman is at Papa Yams
With two S's. At
with
the
two S's at the end.
Are you looking at security cameras?
Yeah, I want to see my dad's still with.
Also, like to shout out our lovely Patreon patrons. Thank you, Cassidy, Chelsea, David, Aaron, Everso Joe, Gabriel, Jesse, Kane, Maldo, Marianne, Monty, Rebecca, Tara, Vanessa, and Yeska. Thank you all so much. You're fucking amazing. If you want to become a Patreon patron and have us send you love letters, that's patreon.com/prudedudes. We'll include fake pictures of Patrick's feet. Thank you. You're great. See you again next week.
Bye.